excellent day for an exorcism.
Welcome to Just Another Horror Podcast.
I'm Ben, calling every Russian. I think you're coming!
I'm John. I work at Burger King and I got some problems with his bullshit.
I'm Cobra. It's funny that you both like really shitty movies.
Boo, you guys suck!
Is it too early for that? No, it's not. It's never too early for that.
Hello. Welcome to Just Another Horror Podcast. I'm John.
Cobra.
I'm Ben.
And today we are reviewing Freddy's Dead. Did you enjoy your vacation, Ben?
I did.
Yeah,
Did you watch parts 4 and 5?
No, but they have nothing to do with this one, so.
No, they don't.
Not at all.
So I'm not missing anything then.
So the last movie ended with the dream child, Jacob, being born.
I'm sure the question was, is it what thing is going to be a dream thing this time? We're going to have, what, dream lizard, a dream dog?
I don't even know who the kid is in the opening of this movie.
He's the last night.
He's the last one.
Elm Street kid.
Is he?
Just
No.
like the other kids were the last ones.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I
this
thought
one's
they
the
were all
last one.
slaughtered in part 4.
Nope. This movie is called Freddy's Dead, which is really redundant, first of all, because
Freddy's already dead.
Freddy's already dead.
Yeah. What was your favorite way that Freddy died?
Oh, I'm
getting-
not sure.
I think getting pulled from the dream world into reality.
And then
they
being
kill
told
him.
he doesn't exist.
I don't know. I think
What about
You
the-
Don't Exist is the best,
Yeah.
for sure.
Or the kid vomiting on him, and a baby version of himself coming out of himself.
Or what that girl made out with him in part 2 and he
Oh
died.
yeah. He died from making out with a girl. That was.
I wonder why.
And Rachel Talalay is the director of this movie, and she has been in through the entire series. So you would think, with someone who's been there from the beginning to now, she'd have a handle on this, you know?
And she didn't.
Have some idea. No, not at all.
I'll blame it on a writer's strike. They had to
A writer's strike?
rush through
Another
this.
writer's strike.
Another writer's
Is there ever a year when there isn't a writer's strike?
No.
then?
Was Ron Perlman in this movie?
No, there's no apes in this movie. This movie does start out with a map, though, of... It looks like a military map.
It is a military, like, Springwood 10 years from now, right? Is what 10 years in the future.
Yeah, so
There's no kids.
It sets you up for a movie that doesn't happen. Like, you think the military is going to get involved or something, but no. No, instead we have this kid on a plane.
No,
which
we have a Nietzsche quote and then a Freddy
right,
Krueger
there's
quote.
a Freddy quote in this. They're quoting a fictional character. I
yeah,
love it when they
which
do
is
that.
nice.
Yeah. So the movie starts with a kid on a plane, just like something out of the Twilight Zone, like you said, Ben.
I liked it.
Yeah, it was pretty cool. And I'm
Was
just...
it?
I
The
like
plane
it.
in the
plane
sky
scene.
looked
Very
terrible.
fake, just
It
like
looked-
everything else in this movie.
You see the wire with the plane, the model plane.
You
Oh,
would
yeah.
think, well, part 4 had the biggest success, right? So they should have some money in part 5 and part 6.
But everything's with a budget.
And everything's CGI
Wow.
pretty much now.
Yeah.
Well, that's the
CG
problem
It's
with
very early
90s.
It's
CGI.
very early CGI, and Freddy's mask is rubbery now. It doesn't look good. Who's the effects on this?
I have no idea.
Didn't look it
I
up.
don't know. They probably didn't put their
Not
name
good.
on it because they were like, I don't want to. I don't want anybody to know I did this. Is this plane flying out of Springwood?
Springwood International.
Yeah. Do they have an international
I
airport?
don't think so.
I don't
What's
know. They have a
happening?
population of 15,000, which really fooled me because
Is
you
there?
don't see that ever.
I'm really confused by this because there seems to be like a force field that keeps people from leaving Springfield, but you can get out of it in a plane if you're dreaming about leaving in a plane.
Or if you crash through it in a bus, I think later on in the movie.
Oh, right. Yeah. Vehicles can leave. You just can't walk out.
You can't walk out.
So this kid falls out of the bottom of this plane and lands in his bedroom,
Wakes up.
wakes up.
This is a dream within a dream
Right.
that I hate.
Now, there's a lot of those in
Yeah,
this.
which happen all the time in this.
Yeah, this is the early version of Inception. So he looks out the window and he's flying through the air like Wizard of Oz, but, you know,
That's
that's
two homages in 5 minutes.
Freddy Krueger on a broom.
yelling,
this the
I'll
jump
get
the-
you my pretty.
Is this the jump the shark moment? for
Is
Freddy.
this the jump the shark moment?
Oh my god.
What about this soul pizza?
Yeah.
You Ricky little meatball.
Okay, so he gets pushed through Springwood on
At
a
the
bus.
border, at the
And
town
by the
border.
way, Robert Shea sticks his fat head in here again.
The ticket man.
Yeah, the guy who owns New Line likes to put himself in movies because he thinks he can act.
He
so
can't.
he's running a ticket booth.
I have fat head in movie. Robert Shea.
Oh, he has a fat head?
You said he stuck his fat head in the movie.
Oh, okay. So Freddy knocks him through some fake reality on a bus and tells him to go fetch.
Yeah. What?
And then Goo Goo Dolls start playing.
Oh, I miss Dawkins.
The first 20 minutes of this movie is so compressed together. You have no idea what's going on.
Yeah.
How many windows does this guy fall through throughout this
He
movie?
jumps through some.
Like 8.
Also, 1428 Elm Street. I want to discuss this. What is 1428 Elm Street? As far as I know, it's Nancy
It's
slash
Nancy's
Jesse's
in
house.
Jesse's house.
Yes.
Yeah, it was never. and
Freddy
part
never
4 was
lived
Fred
there.
Krueger.
Yeah.
That's where the glove was kept.
Why did they keep it in that house?
Is that where the glove was kept?
Maybe it was Nancy's.
In the basement?
Nancy's mom threw it in
Maybe
there.
it was Nancy's
in the
mom's
furnace.
idea to.
Yeah. Okay, so
It's just one of many gloves.
he also rolls down a hill. This guy.
That-
What is this guy's name?
This is where
John
I have
Doe.
my.
John
this is
Doe?
where I have my
That's-
Princess Bride reference.
Yeah, I was gonna say that's
Oh,
As you
do you want me to
wish.
plug that? Because I
Yeah.
don't have any way
Plug
of
that.
plugging anything.
Can you plug
that is
that?
the longest hill.
It is the giant.
He
It
rolls
just
down
rolls
this
down
hill
for
so
a
that they
minute.
can fit as many credits as they can in this one scene. And like, there's even a part where he stops and then he does like a barrel roll to keep going.
Oh.
So now we're off to the youth shelter.
Which looks like something out
It just
of.
looks like a dump.
It is a dump.
Yeah.
What city are we in?
I don't know. It's 2
It's
miles
2 miles.
from Springwood.
From
From
Springwood,
Springwood.
yeah.
So
We have business casual dad and Breckenmeyer, who's Spencer.
Spencer,
who just plays
yeah.
video games, I guess.
Yeah.
I don't. And he
And he-
builds pipe bombs.
yeah, they
And
don't
he
seem
does
too
drugs
they don't seem
apparently
too
because he
concerned
trips
about-
out later while he's
Yeah.
video gaming.
Yeah.
They don't seem too concerned about the explosives at the.
No, they keep them in a
Use-
locker so you can get them later if you need them.
And what does that like? The dad is leaving and he's upset that his son's not just like him, and he talks to Zane.
Lisa
And,
Zane.
and she's like, he's
Can I-
not a Toyota.
Yeah, can I just
What
say
does
though,
that mean?
Billy Zane, better looking than Lisa Zane.
They're not related, are they?
They're
Yeah,
brother and
Did
sister.
you see their eyes?
I looked her.
They're identical.
her-
Yeah, that's right. Lisa Zane, Billy Zane's sister.
No,
Yeah,
I'm not from
Is that where you get it?
it might be.
Well, the John Doe is like a rip. It looks like Billy Zane and Ryder Strong from, like a
Yeah,
combination
it
of
looks.
those two.
This
John
main character
Doe.
kind of looks like the guy from Boy Meets World, only not.
Yeah,
He's definitely not as hunky.
He's not.
not as hunky.
We also
What's wrong
meet.
with you?
What?
Wait. Did you
Huh?
trick me? Did you just trick me?
No,
I don't think
he
so.
said he looks hunky. I said.
Watch it, man. Okay, so we also meet.
Start doing hot dog tricks.
Well, that's why I wore my hot dog shirt today.
Oh no.
So, Tracy is abused, I guess, and
We find out later.
Carlos is
I
deaf.
guess.
yeah,
Yeah.
and that's their character attributes.
That's it.
That's all we know about them.
Well, no, Tracy is like a
Spencer's
kid
pot-
boxer.
Right.
Spencer's a pothead.
Spencer is a pothead. Yeah.
And
Who-
Kincaid is that Kincaid? Later on. Does that guy
No.
look just like him though, like an older version of Kincaid?
Sort
The-
of,
with the
yeah.
hair, yeah.
Mhm.
He's from Alien.
Yeah.
He's one of the
That's
crew
where he's
members.
from.
Yeah, and he couldn't get any work, so
He's like,
came
I'll
to
take Freddy's dead.
Freddy's dead.
He was good in Alien.
So the guy from Alien, his name is Doc. He's a dream therapist because that's what you need at a halfway house, a dream
Mhm.
therapist. And he talks about ancient dream demons looking for twisted souls.
What?
To make deals with.
Yeah. Oh, I finally got to see those heads.
Yeah,
were
you
talking
finally got to see the
Oh,
the CGI heads I told you about for like the last 3 weeks.
it was awful.
Have you never seen this before?
Yeah,
This
haven't
one
you?
I've seen.
I've
maybe,
never seen this.
No,
This is the
I didn't
first time?
remember anything
Yeah, it's
about
the
this
first
one.
time.
It might have been the second time, but
I saw it when I was 10, and it didn't scare me.
Well,
Do you think
I
this
went-
scared anybody?
no.
no, they did a Wizard of Oz
Did you guys, were
reference.
you guys afraid of this movie? Did this movie scare you? Oh, you were.
Which part scared you? It's true. It went on forever.
It did. I kept saying it's only an hour and a half, but I just kept doing time
Oh,
checks.
yeah. And the penguins were on. I was missing it.
Yeah, you didn't miss much.
So the cops
know.
find John Doe, and they take him.
Well, he has an article from a newspaper.
About Kruger.
Yeah.
Well, there's a Kruger girl missing. He
Yeah.
has a packet of Stay Awake. Is that what it's called?
Stop awake.
Stop.
Awake.
Yeah. They can't afford the wire.
like $40 in cash. And he has amnesia.
Yeah, of course
Oh,
he
yeah, we
does.
forgot about that.
Everybody does in this
He's
movie,
been awake
it
for
turns
3
out.
days, I think.
So if you have amnesia, he doesn't remember who he is, where he came from, but he remembers not to fall asleep.
Yeah.
Okay.
He's just armed with a little bit of information.
Yeah, he's got enough knowledge to get by and last.
Selective amnesia.
So what Freddy is doing is what?
It's
He's
his
using
plan
him,
to use this guy to find
his daughter.
his daughter.
2 miles down the road.
How does he know that the cops aren't going to take him in? How does he know that the cops are going to take him to this halfway house?
He doesn't.
That's a pretty convenient plan by Freddy there.
His
Oh,
daughter
yeah.
didn't make it far. 2 miles. That's the
Yeah, how
furthest
does
she
nobody
made it in
notice who this girl is? You're Fred Krueger's daughter.
life. Spoiler.
Oh.
Oh, sorry.
Oops, I'm sorry.
Well, it had me on the edge of my seat when I
Yeah.
was watching it, that's for sure.
Mhm.
I was like, are you really the
Because this
son?
kid, the kid the whole time is like, I must be Fred Krueger's son.
Well, also
How old would he? He was only like
the flashbacks.
14.
The flashbacks with her as a child. Do you think she'd be old enough to remember being adopted?
I don't know. I feel like she would remember her mother being
Choked
strangled
out.
in front of her.
Yes.
I feel like
She
that's
was
something
like
that would
5.
stick with you.
Yeah, she seems a little old to not remember.
Dude,
She
kids
was
don't
adopted.
forget anything.
No. Well, so they put the kid to sleep in a room, and he has like a dream where there's like random blood and some girl saying, "You're the last," and his
It's that little
dream
girl.
or his
I
memory.
won't tell.
His memory is like himself covered in blood.
There's a water tower.
Because,
People see.
Well, Maggie.
She also has a dream.
Well, she sees the article about the missing girl, and
Right.
she starts remembering something about the water tower.
Right.
Apparently, the water tower is very important to her.
Oh,
Yeah, but she can't remember.
is that
why.
where? Yeah, Billy's.
Are there
Did you say
dreams-
that paper came to life?
Yeah, I think so.
Their dreams are intersecting
I think so.
somehow.
Mm-hmm.
Man,
Because
I do
Freddy-
not understand
Because
dreams.
Freddy got this kid to.
You're just trailing off.
I don't know.
I don't either. I don't know.
And these people can all go into each other. Are they all dream masters or dream warriors? Because they all go into each other's dreams to fight Freddy at the end
I
of
guess
this.
that's how it works. We
Yeah.
should try that sometime.
Could have been
Yes.
called Dream Warriors too.
Should all get together and go into each other's dreams, since that happens all the time.
all the time on Elm
Everywhere
Street,
with everyone.
Springwood, Ohio,
I don't
Yeah.
want to see what you're dreaming of.
home of the Kruger.
So, do you have some pretty good ones?
Okay, so did you talk about the flashback the little girl had?
Yeah.
The guy says, "Come to daddy," so you had to know it was Fred Krueger, right? Because he only says
Yeah.
that 17
We only
times
see
through
like
the
a
series.
over-the-shoulder shot, so we don't really see it's Robert Englund.
I mean, you can tell by just looking at this build.
Yeah.
You know it's Robert Englund.
Those chicken legs.
Why not just put this right out there? Why try to make it mysterious? Were they hoping someone was like really not paying attention, and then halfway through the movie they go, "Whoa!"
That just blew my mind.
So Spencer, Tracy, and Carlos have a plan to get into a van and leave the shelter. And it's the same van that Maggie and John Doe are going to go visit Springwood,
Springfield.
see The Simpsons, and then go
Springfield
to
would have been much
Springwood.
better.
They're going to Moe's Tavern.
Yeah. So they go to Springwood, which, by the way, has a population of like 13,000?
15,265.
You got the
Was-
exact number. Good job.
Was the so we see there's only adults in this town, and they're all crazy because they've lost all their children.
Mhm.
Is that supposed to be a dream? Because this town's not far enough away, like secluded enough. It's 2 miles from other towns. Wouldn't other town people?
Be
Nope.
like,
No,
what
that
is
that's
going
how-
on
Because
in
it's
this
sealed off
town?
by a magic barrier, Ben.
Oh, okay.
They can't
Did you
get
see
in.
the van loop 7 times?
Okay.
Right.
Oh,
They spin the van, and Maggie finds the 3 stowaway kids, so they park at a carnival.
by the way, that van
Yeah.
would have tipped over.
I think
There's
so.
no way that
Those
those things
brakes are pretty
stay.
faulty.
Those 1990 vans are not very sturdy, I don't think, at all. top heavy.
So they're off to the carnival
Yeah, what's going? Oh.
where Roseanne and Tom Arnold are hanging out.
Yeah.
And Roseanne's like, I want a kid. And she's playing like a nose game with a 20-year-old.
Yeah. Oh, you can't. They're over, like, they're easily in their 20s.
They
all
have to
three.
be.
And so Tom Arnold shakes Roseanne, which of course, and some bells start ringing, and they're like, "Look what you did!"
What does that mean? Is
I don't know,
Freddy
does
in
Freddy
the
ring
church?
bells? I don't know. They got Freddy to ring the bells, I guess.
Oh,
so-
we had a clown.
Oh, and we got a Twin Peaks mention. There you go.
Yeah.
Ben.
Plug
Just
the
for
theme
you.
song.
Yeah, I'll get to that.
I didn't catch it. What was it?
They're just like, "Are we in Twin Peaks?"
Oh,
Yeah.
that's bad.
Popular culture reference. All right.
I assure you, Twin
We
Peaks
get
did
more
not
Goo
give
Goo
them credit.
Dolls because this must have been their breakout moment.
That's not good.
And Maggie and John Doe go to a school where there's a teacher teaching Freddy 101.
Yeah.
Now, Ben, they have something mentioned about Hiroshima and Nagasaki attacks. Can you tell us what that was?
Atomic bombs.
They were atomic bombs. Did they drop atomic bombs?
Yes, they did.
It says it failed. Did it not work?
No, it worked.
Are you sure?
Yes.
Okay. That means it didn't work because, as we know, Ben's historical
They're making fun of
accuracy
my-
is about 30%.
What year did it happen?
1945.
Good job,
August
Ben.
6th, August 9th.
Good job.
Thank you.
My birthday's August 9th. That was Nagasaki.
Plutonium bomb. See?
All right. I believe Ben. Ben got it right this time.
He's one for 22.
There's also a kill tally on the chalkboard because apparently they keep track of that.
Mhm.
And
There's
this
also
teacher,
a poster that says smoking is very glamorous earlier in the movie. I'm like, what's this for?
the teacher starts like talking about how Freddy sailed around the world in
In-
1492.
Yeah,
Who is this guy?
I don't know.
Why is he there? Who's he talking to?
And throughout the movie, instead of having the jump roping girls doing the 1, 2, Freddy's coming for you, they just have it on signs or
Newspapers.
buildings or newspapers.
Right.
Yeah, they didn't have those, did they?
No,
Girls.
which is fine because I don't
Yeah,
need to see
they must
jump
have heard
roping
people
kids
say, "I'm sick
again.
of seeing this. Stop putting it in there." So Tracy, Spencer, and Carlos drive in circles for a long time.
Which I have to think, in the Mouth of Madness, stole that idea.
Why steal from Freddy's dad? Why
Yeah,
do that?
You can't. Oh.
Well, they open up the map, and it just says you're effed. You're effed.
I have that Tracy rolled at stop sign. It's a good thing John Saxon's at Little Nemo's right now.
John
If he was
Saxon-
alive.
Yeah, he's dead. Well,
If he
he's
were
now,
alive.
what, a security guard. He can't even arrest anybody anymore.
Yeah.
No.
We were missing cops in this movie.
So they finally stop, and they go into a house which has an upside-down cross on the door.
Wasn't it was 1428? they went
And then it
into,
turns
right?
into 1428
Okay.
Elm Street
And
because
blood.
they're at Nancy's house now.
Blood comes off the door, I think, huh?
Yeah.
Did you sleep on that bed?
There was
No.
dust flying out of it.
I wouldn't sleep on that
When he
bed.
says this is better than the streets, I'm not so sure.
No.
No.
I don't think
And that
so.
house, like, morphs, and they don't feel anything going on.
Nope.
Are they dreaming now?
As soon as they
That's
walk in, they fall asleep.
It's a big problem with this movie where
I don't know.
they don't do a very good job of separating
Dreams and
dream
reality.
and reality.
Not at all.
No. So this part, Carlos falls asleep, so okay, he's in a dream. That makes sense. And he's walking down a hallway, and his mom has this giant Q-tip that he
That looks
gets
awful.
rammed. Ugh.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
well,
It
he's
looks
hearing.
terrible.
He has a hearing aid, and so I get the idea that his mother just abused him and
Yeah,
caused,
she smacked him for
yeah,
sure.
and caused him to.
And his mom turns into Freddy Krueger, at which point I'm like, should they be afraid of this guy? Should they even know who he is? They've never heard of
No.
him. They have no idea what's going on. According to the rules, they should just be like, get out of here.
Yeah, you don't exist.
Yeah, you don't exist, and poof, gone. So Freddy cuts off Carlos's hearing aid.
First, he jams a Q-tip through his.
Yeah.
Through his ear.
through
That
his ear.
doesn't affect him.
That-
Like
no,
cutting
it
off
goes-
the earlobe, all of a sudden he can't hear.
Yeah,
anything.
and if he...
Well, he kind of can hear. That's the thing. Like, he's deaf, but he can hear.
Well, he,
And we have to hear this, like, heartbeat pulsating
yeah.
while his hearing aid is off his
the
ear.
pin drop wasn't suspenseful either.
No, Freddy starts dropping pins because Carlos puts on this modified earpiece that makes him hear everything really loudly. So he starts dropping pins, which
It's
is
like
too loud
it's
for
like
him to handle.
a hermit crab legs too, like coming
Yeah.
out of this.
It's kind of
It looks
creepy
bad.
image.
And then he pulls out
It's
a
not
chalkboard.
creepy.
It is.
It just
Were
looks
you-
like bad
I
makeup.
don't like things in my ear, so.
Were you guys creeped out by the earpiece? Anybody?
Nope,
No.
nope, nothing. Darn.
I don't like things in my ear.
Oh, so it's just Ben. It works for
Just
Ben.
me.
He has an ear
It's a phobia.
phobia.
Okay, so now he pulls out a chalkboard.
That would,
That sucks.
yeah.
And
That
he
would
blows
like,
up Carlos's head. And I feel bad for Carlos. I feel bad for anybody in movies that are wearing Converse Chuck T's. I have a personal connection with them, and when
I was
they
gonna
die,
say,
I feel bad
The
for
problem with this scene
What are you
too
wearing
is Freddy
right now?
Jeez,
is
of
like
course.
laughing and having a
Giggling
really
and
good
jumping
time.
around like a
and-
clown.
nice hearing from you, Carlos.
Yeah,
These one-liners.
nice one-liner.
They're something.
Dock me.
Yeah, I think instead, every time Freddy's about to kill someone, Ron Perlman should come in, say a one-liner, leave, and then let Freddy do his thing.
Kill a baboon and then leave.
Yeah.
Yeah. What a great movie.
So, Maggie and John Doe are at the adoption house, and they're talking to some lady who talks to invisible kids.
Okay,
It's every
and
time.
Carlos was our first kill of the movie, and it happened
Where are we?
40 or 50 minutes in, I think, finally.
Yeah.
Wow.
Probably at least
How
40.
many people does Freddy kill during the whole series? Not as many as Jason did in part.
8, maybe.
Yeah, in any of the Predators.
And most of them come back at the end, so it's all good. And everybody lives. So,
This series.
we find out that there is a Freddy child in this scene. And we're supposed to think that it's
John.
John Doe.
He thinks it.
Because there's a picture
it's
that
like
he
Kevin
drew.
Krueger.
Yeah.
It could be Kevin or Kyle or
And even in this like
maybe it could
colored,
be Catherine. or
even in
Katie,
this
what was her
crayon
name?
colored picture that was drawn, Freddy's still wearing that sweater. So I assume
Is that the only sweater
that's the only
he ever
shirt he
wore?
owned.
Well,
Yeah.
no, we see Robert Englund with
A bowling shirt
a
on.
bowling shirt on.
And so we go back outside, and I guess what's her name?
Maggie.
No,
Tracy.
Tracy finds Maggie and John Doe and tells them we got to go back because we lost Carlos at this creepy house.
Meanwhile, Spencer is in a video game.
Well, Spencer gets there
Well,
after
he-
seeing Johnny Depp get hit in the
Yeah,
face
he
with a
used to
frying
see
pan.
that ad, Johnny Depp. I
Yeah.
think his name in the credits was
Now-
like Oprah McNoodle or Oprah Noodle or something.
He didn't even go by Johnny Depp?
No.
Oh, wow.
Spencer's a pothead, so why does Freddy think it's gonna trip him, like make it all trippy, like hallucinogenic?
Yeah, he's not on LSD or anything.
Is being high the same thing as being asleep?
I don't think so. I don't know.
I don't think so.
Then,
I've-
again, what?
I've never been.
But Freddy takes him and puts him into a Windows Media Player background.
Yeah.
And
Now we have like Nintendo.
now he's,
'cause
yeah,
it's
well,
popular.
it's more like Nick Arcade.
And it's the Power Glove though,
Yeah,
and it's comical.
it's funny.
It's
not.
not. Freddy
Sort of.
again
It's
has
just
devolved
funny.
into this hip hoppy, sunglass wearing, skateboarding.
I got one laugh. I got
I
one
don't
legit
know.
laugh out of this whole movie. And it's when he says great graphics. And I might be the only man on earth over the age of
Probably.
5 that laughed at that, but I did. I laughed at it. All right, so let me see here.
Oh, Inagata DeVita plays.
Right. They go to the house and they decide that because they can't find Spencer, he must be in the dream. And then he bursts out of a wall because he's in a video
Yeah,
game.
Freddy throws him or snaps him with a towel, and he.
Snaps him with a towel. You're thinking of part 2.
No, there was a towel snapping.
There's
on the
definitely towel
video
snapping.
game.
Yeah.
But then he like
I didn't catch that.
comes out of dream world into reality, which again is weird.
Oh, he's hopping around the house, so they decide they have to go into his dream, which you can just do. So they knock out.
Because they're all
John
dream
Doe.
warriors.
So
I guess they're dream warriors.
yeah, John Doe says, "Knock me out. I have to go into the dream world."
Yeah.
So he gets Tracy.
They hit him
And
with
then
a
Tracy's
piece of
like,
wood.
We get
I
we get
meditated.
We get a
When
guy
just
punching
floats
a.
in.
She's
yeah.
like,
We do get a guy punching a woman in this movie. So,
It happens
Stay
more than
classy.
once.
But
You
then
get a
how
dad
does
punching a
she-
daughter.
so he goes into the dream world, and then she immediately appears and says, "I told you it was easier than you think," or something like that. What?
No, you didn't.
No. And how can you, Tracy? When were you ever had this ability to
just
get
like,
into people's dreams?
Wait, stop. I can just float in there. All right. Okay, very confusing thing going on here. We have Spencer in a video game in a TV, right?
Yes.
So that's Spencer's dream that we're watching on the TV.
And then he starts bouncing.
Where is Freddy playing this game from?
In his boiler room.
No, but he's in his boiler room? Doesn't he
He's
only
in-
exist in dreams?
Yeah, he
Yeah,
should be in
he's in
the
Dream
8-bit.
World.
He should be in the
The
TV.
8-bit graphics, yeah.
Right. So what is where? What? Well, it doesn't matter. Freddy kills Spencer with a video game.
But he's like bouncing through the house too.
Right. He's
like,
up on top of the
so
stairs.
bad.
He falls down the stairs, and
Into a pit.
Maggie's like walking up to go help him. And
Where'd
there's a
he
pit
go?
that opens up, and she just goes, nah,
Eh,
nah,
not gonna
So,
reach for
no,
him.
I'm not helping.
Him bouncing down the stairs, he's in reality now because Maggie can see him, right? Or is
Right.
she dreaming? Is she in the dream world?
I guess she's in the dream world because when the hole in the floor opens up, it goes not to the basement.
Yeah, where does he go?
It goes
Hell.
into like a
Hell.
dream hell?
Dream hell?
Dream hell? And
Oh.
then the TV fills up with blood, and we get a laser shooting into Freddy's chest.
Shining reference. TV. Blood.
Is it?
I think they tried.
Nah.
Ew.
They might have.
I don't think The Shining should ever be mentioned in the same reference as this movie. Ever.
Absolutely not.
Tracy also kicks Freddy in the balls.
Right.
Right.
He's like, it's good to be back, and then he gets hit in the balls. And then Tracy leaves.
Because that's funny. Because I bet America's Funniest Home Videos was out about this time, and that's all it was dads throwing wiffle balls at their kids and getting hit in the crotch.
You might be right. With
So-
Bob Saget laughing.
They drag John Doe's body out of the house, and he's asleep again. And he's back in his bedroom, which shoots. He walks out of the house, and it shoots into the air.
It's the opening sequence again, almost.
Yeah.
And then he wakes up again, and his bed catches on fire, and he jumps out a window.
Did you like how Earth looked, though, when he was...
Oh yeah, wasn't that the most realistic depiction of
A
Earth
paper
you've
mache
ever seen?
Earth floating there.
So he jumps out a window, and he's falling, and there's a parachute. He pulls the parachute, and Freddy's in the parachute. Meanwhile, he also shoots out of the van, right? And so Freddy reveals to him that, well, he's kind of like a Bond villain. He reveals everything about his plan. He's going to...
He's like, you thought I was your dad.
Yeah,
No.
before I kill you, here's everything I'm going to do. I'm using you to get to my daughter. Bye. And then he Wile E. Coyotes some spikes. And Spencer, John Doe falls on the
John
spikes
Doe.
and says, "It's not a boy." Ah.
That's what I have. It's not a boy. It's not a boy.
Yeah, that was
I want to
really-
do the plug. It's not a tumor.
It's not a
I was-
boy, and it's not a tumor. It's a, and then dies.
I was fooled here.
It must be a... If it's not a boy,
Were
what do
you
you think
fooled?
it is?
No.
You were fooled. Okay.
No,
What do
I
you
was
think
not.
it is?
I thought it was a shocking revelation.
Well, they kept showing the girl throughout the whole flashbacks, and I was
Yeah.
like, well, that's Freddy's
So why would
child.
you ever think that John Doe was his son?
Unless we had a sleepaway camp thing going on here.
We're doing sleepaway camp in July.
Oh, sweet.
Next
What-
month is terrible.
How culturally relevant, by the way.
Yeah.
Sleepaway camp.
We got all sorts of bathroom issues going on.
Yeah. Which
Bathroom issues.
Yeah. Which bathroom should Angela use? I don't know.
Whatever one she feels comfortable with.
There you go. I have no problem.
Okay, so they drive back
The
to the
problem with
shelter.
boys, since she has...
Okay. Stop. Just stop. They drive back to the shelter and hang out in the van. Now, remember, it's only 2 miles, so they slept in the parking lot in this van.
How did they sleep?
I did laugh.
Good point. How did they fall asleep in the van?
I also laughed when Maggie was taking John to Springwood. It's 2 miles away, and he fell asleep in the van on the way there.
Yeah, it's like they have an epic
Like-
drive. It's like,
It's
Oh,
2
man.
miles.
And they had to take a lot of detours, I
Yeah.
guess.
windy roads
Yeah.
headed to Springwood.
All right, so also he goes, it's traveling time, and the computer animates himself into Lisa Zane's brain
Ugh.
so that she can take him in her brain to go kill people at the...
When did he get this power?
I don't know. Those 3 heads gave it to him.
He wanted it all, and this was part of all of
want
it.
all. All right, so nobody remembers the kids now at the shelter.
Yeah, I
These
didn't
kids never existed?
I don't know.
No,
How did
no one
this
knows
happen?
John Doe or Carlos.
How did this... whatever.
But Tracy's real.
Yeah,
Yeah, Tracy's
real.
Because she
Tracy,
survived.
Maggie, and Kincaid.
Yep. And Doc Kincaid. We'll
Doc
call him
Kincaid.
Doc Kincaid. Doc Kincaid says, I remember him because I can control my dreams.
So is Freddy making these other people forget that these
Is he
kids
going into
ever
other
existed?
people's dreams and making them forget, but not killing anybody?
Surely this man
Have you ever-
had heard about Fred Krueger slaughtering kids, right?
2 miles away.
2 miles away? That's pretty big news.
That's what I'm saying. There's no way this town is just full
But it's
of
dream.
crazy adults.
Maybe Springwood is a dream city.
I told you, it's surrounded by a force
field.
field, an invisible force
Oh,
field.
it's like
Nobody
under the
goes in.
dome.
Cabin in the woods.
Nobody goes in except for Roseanne and Tom Arnold. And that's it.
Nobody else, they see them in there, they're
Yeah,
like,
you're not
you know
going
what?
there.
Yeah,
No.
we're not going there.
All right, so now Maggie throws some stuff off her desk.
Oh,
and
that was ridiculous.
heads out the door. She's like, I figured something out. Knocks all her stuff over and heads off to her mom's house to find the orphanage
Adoption papers.
papers. Yeah. And she's just like, I knew it. 'Cause
Did
they're
she
just
know-
laying in a box
Did she
in
know
plain
she-
sight.
Yeah, that's where you keep
And she
them,
never
right?
saw them.
Did she know she was adopted, or
I
was she
think.
trying to find out if her parents were listed on the adoption papers?
That might be it. She said she knew it,
Oh, okay.
but who
I have a
knows?
bigger question.
What's that?
Whatever gave us the idea that Fred Krueger had social skills and could have a wife and a family?
Right?
Like, it's
got
like the
married?
maniac. It's literally like the maniac guy.
He's the son of 100 names.
No, we find out he spent his childhood smashing rats with hammers and
Yeah.
cutting himself with
You're
razor
getting yelled,
blades.
you're getting whipped by Alice Cooper.
But he somehow finds time to find a nice wife and settle down with a nice
Yeah.
flower garden, and wow, not bad.
And then when they burned him, he was like in a shack. What?
What
Did he
sh-
lose his home?
I guess.
I thought it
don't
was just
know.
his, like, garden shack
It
outside.
was just in there sleeping, and they're like,
Well, I'm gonna say this: it certainly wasn't 1428 Elm Street.
no, it
So,
wasn't.
Yeah.
Okay. By the way, there's also a cab in this movie that says San Diego Yellow Cab. They didn't even bother. They didn't try.
I didn't see that. San Diego's not in Ohio.
I don't know, is it?
So this
Don't
is
believe it's San Diego, Ohio.
Maggie goes and finds Freddy and finds out that that's her
She's
dad.
Catherine.
Right.
Yeah, she finds that out, and then Tracy starts dreaming.
Tracy dreams about her abusive dad
Yeah.
and hits him with a toaster in the face.
Every town has an Elm Street.
Oh, we forgot that every town has an Elm Street. So
That's Freddy's new plan.
that's somehow relevant to.
Has he attacked
What?
anyone outside Springwood, Ohio, ever?
No,
Then does it matter that Slippery Rock has an Elm Street?
no, and plus he didn't kill everybody on Elm Street. He went to the prison to kill. I didn't draw a map, guys.
Oh no.
I forgot to draw a map.
Maybe you can put it up
I'm
on
sorry.
Facebook later today.
Yeah, I'll put it up later.
Next
But
year,
Springwood
Haddonfield
consists of one,
Don't
just
forget
like
the-
Haddonfield and Halloween.
Don't
it
forget the
consists of one
cemetery.
road. You got it.
That's hilarious.
Okay, so now Doc is in a dream because Tracy woke up, right?
Tracy
Yeah,
burnt,
He burned
her
her
wrist,
arms and woke up.
we realize now
This is where Doc.
Did you
pulls
guys
stuff.
know that what happens in the dream world happens in reality?
this is a surprise.
How
this
strong
is
do you
new
have
to
to
me.
be to rip a piece of sweater off? If you just reach over and
There's also a
Doc,
Pepsi,
I can
there's
grab
a,
your shirt and I'm not ripping a piece of it off.
There's a
Well,
Pepsi
you're not as
machine,
big as Doc.
guys, in the dream, so you can have a Pepsi in your dreams.
Did you see that weird pail of Mountain Dew cans and stuff?
Yeah, Pepsi's all over this movie.
Just all over
in
it.
your dreams, out of your dreams. They know how to advertise, man. They're really good.
Is this where we get? Oh no. When Kincaid goes in, are we in the Kincaid dream yet?
Yeah, Kincaid's in there, and
Freddy's like,
Well, he-
they tried burning me.
starts cutting
Tra-
his fingers off.
They tried
talking
burying
about-
me.
giving
And this was my
exposition.
favorite. They tried holy water.
Yeah, he starts giving exposition.
How about when you made out with a girl and disappeared? How
We
about
didn't
when
wanna
she
talk
said
about that. We don't wanna
you
talk
didn't
about that.
exist? No,
Part
this
two.
was.
Part
He's like,
two
oh, I
never
don't want to
happened.
seem too weak.
You could kiss me. You could just say I'm not here.
She's like, I like the third one.
Okay, so he grabs a piece of Freddy's shirt and pulls it out, and again,
He's hooked up.
He's
to-
like,
he's like, I just found out that you can
God.
bring things out. And the audience is like, wow.
we knew that in
So
part one.
cool.
I saw a fedora get drug out.
Yeah. All right, for this part of the review, we're going to need to put on our 3D glasses, boys.
Uh-oh.
Because, as we find out,
I can't read.
I can't see anything.
I might be able.
No, I can't read like this.
I can actually see my notes.
Do they actually say in the movie that the 3D will help her?
It says they can be whatever you want them to be in your dream, but you still have to have them in your hand when you fall asleep.
What?
And, yeah. All right. So
I don't know.
they fall asleep, or she goes to sleep to go in to get him to bring him out.
I was so confused too, because like she hands the glasses, and at the beginning of the movie it says, "When Maggie puts on her glasses, put your glasses on." So I'm
They had
like,
to stop the movie in theaters in 1991.
she's got them in her hands.
And an
Wait.
usher would come out and say, "Everybody put on your 3D glasses right now."
I wonder what it looked like in 1991.
It couldn't have looked good. It looked terrible.
It didn't look good here either. I watched it, and it hurt my head and my eyes.
So she takes a walk into the Dream Demon statue,
Yes.
and
Oh God.
basically Freddy's brain is this electromagnetic thing. I don't even know how to explain it. That's the best way to explain it. It's like a pulsating laser thing.
Didn't
And
know where you
then-
were going with that.
She's also in a room with like lightning bolts. which I
Yep,
guess is also
Hellraiser
his
lightning.
brain.
Yep.
Yeah.
Looks terrible.
And so we go into one of the doors, and it turns out these are his memories, where he smashes a rat.
Well, she starts.
Yeah, it's like different stages of his life.
Yeah.
Well, she starts remembering too her childhood up until she got adopted.
That's after Alice Cooper beats this guy.
Oh,
Yeah.
that is
He
true.
whips.
This guy looks like Jim Carrey, by the
And
way.
he's just like, yeah. I like that.
He's just like, hey, I like that.
Torturing animals and
good.
getting beat.
Yep. And all the kids know that he's the son of 100
Nightmare Part
maniacs.
2.
So,
S&M guy. Maybe it's a callback.
call him back to part 2.
Yeah.
I would have liked it if Lisa Zane kissed him and he went away.
It could have
Yeah,
happened.
that could have worked.
Although it's weird, she bit his nose off. Or bit his nose? Ew, what do you think that tasted like?
Oh.
He's a burn victim,
Rubber,
and he's
plastic, I don't know.
a demon, and he's been killed
Okay,
6
so
times.
we see,
5
after
times.
he cuts himself, we see all the parents burning him alive and some CGI dream demons.
Mm-hmm.
They're like, what do you want? And he's like, I want it all.
Is that what happens to evil people whenever they die?
I guess they have
Yeah,
the
make a deal.
option of being a demon in people's dreams. It's an option. It's out there. They
It's
float it out there.
Okay.
And now we go back to the flashback where the kid sees, where Maggie as a kid sees. What?
That's how I remember characters. Never mind.
Okay. We go back and we find out the little girl saw Freddy kill his mom,
Mm-hmm.
her mom. The little girl, his mom.
She also remembers that she went into his, I guess, workshop.
Yeah, he had some like prototype gloves in
Yeah,
there.
he
That was a
a
cool
bunch of
scene.
gloves.
Weird
I like that
looking.
shot with all the different gloves. He's
Yeah.
trying out some things. See the one with the
It was too
nails,
late
like-
at that point to show me anything worth value because it was so bad up to that point.
So she hits him in the face with a pipe and grabs onto him and brings him into the real world.
We
Where,
haven't seen this before.
yeah, Kincaid is waiting for him with some nunchucks, but he's not there. He's downstairs. So they go downstairs and grab all these crappy weapons out of the storage container. By the way, where is everybody in this shelter? There's no one.
What
No,
shelter?
The shelter that they're at.
Yeah, because they go in the basement to get the
They go in the
arsenal.
basement. They're
Get
lighting
the-
pipe bombs in the basement. There's no
Throwing
one
stars.
around.
Throwing
No one
stars.
notices.
And how?
When did
she's-
Maggie
this
become
is,
a ninja?
Yeah, this is not a dream sequence when she's chucking ninja stars at this guy and being so accurate. So
It's part of her job as a counselor.
I guess.
She's gotta have
Yes.
ninja skills.
she was good.
Well, they find Robert Englund, real life Freddy, not demon Freddy. And he's talking about how, they made me this way. Boo.
Yeah. Did he choke her yet?
I think he tries to choke her. Yeah.
Yeah, he already choked her, I think.
Yeah, and his glove flies off because they hit him in the hand with a big old club that somebody made.
Looked like Negan's club out of Walking Dead.
Okay.
Did.
How far did you
That
get in that,
show.
Cobra?
I'm still watching it, but it is terrible now.
Well, I only know Negan's character. I stopped watching it too, but
The Walking Dead, the first 2 seasons were good, and the last ones have been awful.
Yep. Don't know who you're talking about, Ben.
Negan's the new bad guy.
he's the new bad guy.
Oh,
He's
is he?
gonna. Well, one of the
I thought the
characters
zombies
is
were the
getting-
bad guys. It's a
no,
show about
it's
zombies.
not. That's crazy, right? Zombies are not the bad guys
Weird.
anymore.
It's humanity.
It is humanity.
Did she stop seeing things with her 3D glasses yet?
I think she
I
kills
didn't
us
give
off
up
at the
on
end.
it.
No, she kills
I'm
Freddy
really
with
good.
the 3D glasses on.
Okay, so I guess we got to keep these on the rest
She
of the way.
puts the glove on, and
I
Freddy's
can't
like,
read.
"Oh, it feels good to put the glove on, doesn't it? Now come kill.
we
Let
supposed
me
to
show you how to
believe-
kill."
Yeah, come here and use these
Did
on
he
me.
really think that she was gonna be like,
He's
"Oh,
getting all
okay, let's go
excited.
kill
He's like,
people
oh,
together"?
good, she'll turn bad and be
Yeah, but were we supposed
another
to believe
Freddy.
that she was actually gonna,
No.
Yeah.
No.
Let me untie you, Dad.
like Halloween 4, when what's her face picks up the knife?
Yeah, that went real far, didn't it? No, instead she stabs him with many different things. Knives,
Throwing
pipes,
stars.
whatever
Anything
she
she
can
can
find,
grab.
and then kisses him, throws a pipe bomb into his chest and says, "Happy Father's Day." I didn't know it was Father's Day.
I didn't
Anyway.
either.
That's news to me. And he goes, "Kids," and
It
explodes.
explodes, and then his head came flying at me in 3D.
It was Jaws 3D all over again.
Oh, it was bad.
And the Dream Demons are like, "Oh no, now what do we do?" I have a question too. Do they need to do all that, or could they just shot him? 'Cause
Probably just shot
Probably
him.
could
could've
have shot
probably-
him.
And so the pipe bomb
But they
goes
shot
off,
him.
and-
Mark last part 5
but that was
shot
in a
him.
dream. This is in reality.
Oh, that's right. They pulled him into reality.
Yeah, they
Because,
pulled him into reality. They could have just shot him. Or they
he's
could have
in
taken him to
reality.
jail.
Hopefully.
Even. Could have taken him to jail.
Could've.
Yeah, right.
Yeah. And then they could have been like, "I actually signed the search warrant this time. You guys are good." And she just smiles and goes, "Freddy's dead."
The final
And
nightmare.
The final nightmare.
Let me get a bunch of
And-
montage of the
and
previous
The
5
worst
movies.
thing you can do in a movie, they
Show
show
a
a bunch of
bunch
better
of-
movies in this movie. And they play a crappy song where some guy goes, "Freddy's dead." Ugh.
It was bad.
That was it. So that's Freddy's dead, everybody. Ben?
You always start with me,
Yeah.
and then you
you're
yell
on
at
the
me
far
because my
right.
critique is way too long.
Where are your 3D glasses at?
I can't read with them.
Oh, okay.
Um,
Maybe you should.
I'll knock it down an extra half for you, Cobra, so you don't yell at me as much. 4 out of 10.
Oh.
Ooh.
This is the first and only watch of this movie. I don't think I'll ever watch it again, but I like the plane shot at the beginning, Twilight Zone-y. I like the shot of Freddy's workshop with the different style of gloves. I thought that was a good. Other than that,
Yeah, 2 minutes of the movie out of 93.
I do not like 90s horror films, and I was surprised how grungy grunge it looked like. Like it was only 1991, and
Yeah, when I think grunge, I think Goo Goo Dolls.
well, like Breckenmeyer had his character had the
Little-
90s grunge
in the
hair.
ponytail little thing. It was terrible.
The storyline's terrible. They didn't do anything new. They pulled him into reality and killed him, but he'll come back, I'm sure.
Is it what he did in part 2, kind of? He had this kid, like he did with Jesse,
Using him to get to other
using him
people.
to get to other people.
Maybe. I like that movie better.
Part
Way
2?
better. Way better.
It was way better than this, yeah.
Well, I still don't understand. People criticize the Halloween series because it changed the rules, but this series changes
Has
the
no
rules.
rules.
Yeah.
No.
There's no
and people
rules.
love this movie. This thing made like $40 million.
What?
It was made for like 5 or 8 million.
4, 5, and 6 combined score is not even a 5.
But I just don't understand.
Well, what do you give it, Cobra?
I gave it a 1.5.
Oh my
I give it the same as the
God.
last one. The
One and a
CG
half's unwatchable.
It is not watchable. It was boring, slow, and when Freddy was in 1, 2, and 3, he's not anymore.
That's what I'm saying. The rules change.
Yeah, I'm not okay with that.
I'm not either.
He's not menacing. He's a popular guy to what everything's going on. He's Nintendo. He was Karate Kid Part 2. He was whatever's popular. And I can't, it's just stupid.
Robert Englund always gets credit for never cashing in, but I don't know how you can watch some of these later installments and not realize he's just cashing a paycheck.
Yeah.
All right, I was a little nicer. I gave it a 3.
Oh,
Yeah.
I was the nicest, apparently.
I I thought that what they did was they took the previous two versions of Freddy and took them to the nth degree. Like, they're like, okay, he's a goofball. Let's just completely
Go
make
with
him
it.
goofball.
Yeah.
Let's not even try to
Make a menacing.
turn this around or anything. The story makes no sense. Like, the biggest thing I had was he's trying to use his daughter to bring him into a new place, right? And he
Yes.
needs her to do this, but he's also trying to kill her, which would kind of defeat the purpose.
Oh, because she told on him, so he's really mad about it.
Oh, is he holding a grudge about being
I think
told
that,
on?
yeah, he said
Yeah,
something about
why?
it's time to
He
take
should
your
have
medicine.
killed his daughter instead of all those parents.
Yeah, that
This
would have made
whole
more
time.
sense. It's supposed to be funny, and it's not. The effects are bad, and Freddy looks rubbery.
Terrible. Yeah.
And
His mask changed too from the first part of the movie to the close-up of him later on with Maggie. It was like a giant burn hole over here compared to the littler ones.
And I can't believe that they looked at some of the effects they had in this when they were like putting it together and said, we need to release this in theaters so people can see it. They should have been like, throw this in the garbage. I mean, it looked terrible.
Well, I look at this is the 6th installment, so you know it's going to be terrible. But I look at what Friday was able to do with their 6th installment compared to this.
Oh, man.
It's like way better.
Freddy's on lunchboxes.
It's like craisins and urinal cakes.
Craisins and urinal cakes. That's exactly what this is like.
That's exactly what I thought. Thanks.
And of course, at the end, when that song's playing, they go, you really think Freddy's
Freddy's
dead?
dead, yeah.
3 years later, we have another Nightmare movie.
That you like.
I love it.
Oh,
But it's,
I haven't seen it in years
It's quite different than the last three. That's why I like it.
because
So-
it's reality.
Yeah, mostly. Don't set me up by doing the line. That doesn't make any sense.
I was trying to say.
And you also didn't burn me at all. That's a total fail. Here we are in front of.
I don't want to burn you in front of
7
your
people.
family.
That's true. Thank you for that. That was really polite. Thank
See?
you.
I have a little bit of manners.
Sick burn by Cobra.
Okay, that's it. That's the end of this show. Thanks, everybody. I'm not going to tell you how to get a hold of us because you know by now. So, is John Saxon for real dead?
In real life?
In real life,
Is he really dead?
yeah, he is, isn't he?
I'll look it up.
That sucks if he is. Are you looking it up?
Yeah. What do people do before you Google?
I don't know.
I was just
Like,
looking at
what did
Dennis
people do
Hopper the
before
other day, and I
Google?
forgot he was dead. He died a
Just
bunch
make it
of
up?
years ago.
He does that anyway. He still has Google. He still makes things up.
What? No, I don't.
Churches in the
Churches in the
1500s
1500s. And no, I'm not
in
looking
San
it up.
Francisco.
All right, that's it, everybody. Thanks for coming out.